Cryptocurrency fans, nerds, hodlers from around the world, patrons and subscribers, thank you so much for being here. We have an amazing podcast this week exclusive for our IR4 patrons. If you're not a patron, just go ahead and click on it, become a patron. I mean, you could do it for $1 a month, $5 a month, or if you want to be epic, like my buddy George say in Frankfort, Kentucky, you can even increase more to be either a quantum. George is an insider, only 2 patrons like that. But George, I want to say thank you, man. Shout outs to you. Everyone got access to the Campus Coin interview with Brian Doobie. This particular week, we're going to be chatting with Chris Ahmed, who is the CEO of Dragon Coin, an over $300 million ICO that is a blockchain solution that is sweeping most of Eastern Asia. Feel free to subscribe, check it out. It's only for our patrons. You're going to absolutely love it. Anyway, that's my pitch. So, Bitcoin, what? Are we having a pop right now? It looks like it. The good news is, realistically, I did not think it was going to happen until 2 days ago. This was my drawing that you guys have all seen me have since the 11th of June, and it was really working perfect. I mean, the wave rotation was just absolutely splendid. But when this candle came in with some volume, I was like, okay, it looks like we might not actually roll over. So I'm going to have to somewhat disband this particular setup for now. And I'm making an obvious statement. This is an inverted head and shoulders pattern on Bitcoin. And I really do love this breakout. And it does seem that this is going to have some legs on it. Now the question is, how long will this move actually happen? Even though many of my videos in the past mentioned that we probably will be accumulating for a while, I still think that's going to be the case. But the steepness of the bear trend on Bitcoin has slightly gone away. So here was the really, really steep one, and then you had this angle right here. We've broken out of that. So now, I mean, we're free to kind of keep creeping a little bit higher. This is the weekly, and if you pull up the weekly moving average on Bitcoin, at least the Coinbase exchange, we're not above all the moving averages yet, but we are trading into them, and those are going to be some interesting resistances. But last time we didn't really have an issue with it. So I can see us getting back up to 9,000. I think that's entirely possible, but I still think we're going to have one lower low on Bitcoin left. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but just prepare for it in case. If we get something like this, trade back up to here, and then rotate back down and then really bounce, that does make sense for us to get that. I'm not saying we will. Hopefully we don't. I know a lot of you have Bitcoin and Bitcoin positions. I do as well. And yeah, we'll just have to see. But I mean, realistically, tonight we probably hit this 100 simple, and then I think we could get some retests. I mean, here's the hourly chart, so volume is amazing. One thing I do know about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is whatever retest and pullback you get on a nice bullish trend, it's not a very big one. So don't expect a whole heap ton. Andy Richardson, who is one of my trading buddies, he bought Bitcoin off of the 100 simple moving average on the 15-minute chart. And check this out. Boink! That's where he got in right there. Almost an exact tweezer bottom on the 15-minute. So that was killer. Anyway, excited to see that move. Here's Ethereum, and this is my largest personal holdings. And Ethereum, what I really like about this one is it's finally kind of getting back into above and breaking out of this downward trend line, this pink line right here. So I have like a pink and like a fuchsia. I'm glad to see some bulls come in. This is nice. Again, the question is just simply how long lived will it be? The good news is, I mean, if you're looking at chart patterns, this is pretty much unquestionably a double bottom at this point. I mean, it really is. So if we get a retest, I mean, just be prepared in case we get one. But if we don't, and you're picking up a little bit, it makes sense. For me, I'll be looking to peel off some positions and lock in some gains if we do hit 700 on Ethereum. I did buy some at 450. I mean, really recently, last 2-3 weeks, I've been loading up. So if we trade up into the $700 area, I mean, that's almost a 200% gain from 450. That 200%, sorry, 100% gain. That's not too shabby. So again, I love the weekly. You know, again, we're not above the moving averages on that, but the long term, we are above the 100. And at some level, we might bounce off of that. But here's the fingers crossed to see if we get a really good bullish thrust. If anything, you know, worst case scenario, we get half of what we got here in April, right? Which means we trade right back up to here, and then we get another little bit of a pullback, and then again, we just kind of keep accumulating and then eventually go higher. I mean, either way, all roads lead to higher, in my opinion. That's just my thoughts. based on this wave rotation. Here's Litecoin, LTC USD, and Litecoin almost hitting that 100 on a weekly, getting so close. So the risk reward on this one is pretty gnarly. I mean, if you're getting in at 92 or 88 and some change, your stop could be below 70, 57. I mean, for a crypto, that's a pretty tight stop. I still, Litecoin is not my favorite by any means, but there's still going to be people that are going to be trading it. Still plenty of opportunities. I mean, again, don't forget about these coins on the 15-minute time frame, folks. You can make really good money on these pops. This was just earlier today. I mean, this breakout right here. Got another breakout right here. If we're coming to the hourly chart, it looks to me like we're going to have a little bit of a pullback to some degree. I mean, this is some type of wave 3. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possibility on Litecoin. So we'll see. I mean, hopefully, obviously, best case scenario, we make some good moves. My buddy Tim, where'd you go, Tim? You might have posted on a video somewhere. Anyway, Tim was asking about Ripple. So let's go look at Ripple. XRP, we'll look at it on Kraken. So here is the Kraken exchange, Ripple US dollar, and it's up a smidge. The daily chart, you had a nice little pop. The good news is, as I've been discussing, I really do like this support that we were at. And I mentioned that as we trade into this support, last week, I talked about let it see if it's going to flash lower. And if it flashes lower and starts getting some buying pressure, there probably will be some people that are trapped, some stops that have gotten hit. I think this is a good move, even if it's just a short-term bullish pop that we're dealing with, folks, even on Ripple. I mean, right above here, 52 cents with a stop at 46 cents, target 63 cents. I mean, that's no chump change on Ripple, and I do like this weekly candle. Here's your exponential moving averages, so those are kind of weak sauce. But we could trade up into there, kind of bounce around. I think this will probably be a short-lived bullish move, not only on just Ripple, but most things. We will see. Hopefully it's not, but it probably is. At EOS XBT, I did buy some off the 200. So up very, very small in that position, about 8%. But I do really like these candles off the 200, and that looks pretty toasty. Here's Dash XBT, and Dash trying its best to form a little bit of a pullback down here at 36 cents. Here's the weekly, and it got the lowest it's ever gotten, which again is kind of a big deal, just in case anyone had their stops down there, just enough to get stopped out, only enough to potentially pop. This is going to be the move that will be really deciding on how strong this market is, if it lasts 1 or 2 days or lasts another month or another week. Hopefully it's not another 2-3 days and we actually get a sizable move like we got in April. This move in April on just about everything still shows me, at least, that there is life in this market. And again, tons of blockchain solutions coming out. We have another one that we're going to be interviewing, that we're going to be speaking with. In just 2-3 days, you'll be getting that release as well. So here's Dash US dollar, and again, super cheap. What was once $1 million to be a masternode is only now $250,000 on Dash. Dash US dollar trade into some support, posting a little bit of a double bottom, looks pretty healthy. Here's Stellar Lumen XLM USD over here on Kraken. That had a sensational double bottom, and I did have a lot of traders and friends of mine buy off of the same support with some Stellar. I mean, that's 18 cents, really good double bottom, traded into that support. I mentioned just to Ashley, I think 2-3 days ago, to start looking at buying some as well, because those had a good support. I mean, this is the exact same level that it traded down to. So I love seeing that bounce. How delicious. Happy that it's happening. Here's XLM XBT, so buying your Stellar with your Bitcoin, and that also had a really toasty little move. So kind of excited to see that as well. About to trade to a decent little resistance though. 2 or 3 more. I'll look at Tron. So here's Tron Bitcoin, and this one not really doing all that much. Hanging out pretty flat, not a whole heap ton of stuff going on that one. Here's IOTA. So IOTA, dollar on Bitfinex. I mean, it's trading down to a support. The crazy thing is it's been down here before and it bounced in April. Again, this is no slouch. That's a 200% move. And we're looking at posting a potential double bottom with some good volume. And sure, I'll look at one more. Here's Zcash. Zcash dollar up 6%. Also trying to post a little bit of a double bottom. I'm excited. The next coin review will be on Saturday, so there's a lot of movement that's going to happen between now and then, but that coin market update, as every Saturday, is a patron exclusive, just like the one last Saturday. So anyway, folks from around the world, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for being incredible. If you have any suggestions on what we can do to become better, help us grow, get the name out there, let us know. We're phenomenal. We're a great podcast. We have great students, great people, great interviews, phenomenal and fantastic team of support, of patrons, of subscribers. You guys are doing amazing. I love it. Let's keep enriching lives. Let's keep creating brainwaves. And I will see you all on Thursday for your exclusive coin patron interview. And I'll see you on Saturday for the coin market update. You guys rock. Bye.